think about this orange? You could tell it wasn't a real orange right away, huh? Well, this will not do. I made that orange cake just over a year ago, and it has haunted me ever since. Because compared to my other hyper-realistic cakes, it just doesn't look that real. You know what that means.
I've got to remake it.
I love cake remakes. What changes can I make to my first orange cake to make this one look way more realistic? We're about to find out. My name is Natalie Sideserf, and I make cakes that don't look like cakes. And today, I'm going to remake a cake of an orange. I'm going a different route with today's orange cake design. I'm cutting this baby open. You know, expose some of those shiny orange innards. Because I want to play on the shiny parts of the orange against the matte parts. What edible material am I going to use to make shiny parts? I'm going to attempt to make my shiny parts out of gelatin. I definitely did not use gelatin the first time I tried to make a hyper-realistic orange cake. The first time I tried to paint the illusion of translucent areas onto chocolate. This time I'm using gelatin so that it's literally translucent. Translucent meaning see-through, but like foggy see-through, like the inside of an orange. So I'm hoping that this time the gelatin helps make it really realistic. Now I'm gonna do something a little wacky. Something I've never done before. Something I've never seen done before. Which means I have no idea if it's gonna work. But I wanna try, because if it does work, it's gonna be pretty cool. What I'm gonna do is jam this round cutter into my real orange half. It's the perfect size. Really smash it in there. I'm making orange juice. And now I'm pouring that gelatin on top. Is the seal tight enough so that that gelatin doesn't leak?
I hope so.
I'll know for sure once the gelatin's firm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to assume that that whole gelatin poured on top of a real orange experiment is gonna work out. And I'm gonna move on to the next step. I'm making a white chocolate disc that I'll place the gelatin orange slice on top of. Gelatin is wobbly, so this will help keep the gelatin slice nice and flat. I'm gonna use this chocolate disc almost as a cake board, an edible cake board. I'm gonna stack cake on top of it and then carve it into the shape of an orange half. You might be wondering how I came up with this idea. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just making this up as I go. That's what I do with pretty much all my cakes. Which reminds me, I've put in all this effort and I still don't even know if that gelatin orange slice is gonna work out. If it doesn't, then what's the point in having this whole cake orange half that I'm making right now? Okay, the orange cake half is prepped. It's ready for the gelatin orange slice. Let's see if it worked. Do you wear clothes or know someone who does? Well, get yourself some more by heading over to shop.sideserfcakes.com. That's where you can get some Sideserf Cake Studio clothes. We also have coffee mugs, stickers, beach towels, all kinds of stuff. I'll put a link below so you don't get lost on your way to the store. And now back to the cake. It doesn't look like the gelatin leaked. That's a good start. Gotta pull that round cutter out. All right, no leakage. Now, did the gelatin capture the orange's texture? Because that's really what matters. It totally did. I love it. I want to make more. Wait, I can make more. I have an idea. I like the way that that gelatin orange slice looks so much that I'm gonna try a little experiment. Cause I'm crazy, call me crazy. I wanna know if I can make a peeled orange half out of gelatin. This
Would be epic.
it'd be like a giant orange gummy candy. So I'm peeling real oranges and I'm gonna try to make a mold out of one of them. I think I'm gonna use food-safe molding putty. Now the question is, which orange half do I choose? I choose you. I like this one because part of that segment wall is intact with these veiny bits, and in other areas it's ripped away, exposing the shiny juice vesicles. Like I said, I'm gonna use molding putty to create the mold. I'm a little worried that this putty isn't going to pick up the texture properly, because usually I press it onto an object that's firm to make sure I get into all the creases. But this orange is soft and squishy, so if I press too hard, it's gonna smash. The mold's set for 20 minutes, so that means it's ready. Let's get that orange out of there. I'm cutting some areas of the mold to help me release it. I feel like this is gonna be a juicy release. I was right. This is a mess. It doesn't want to come out of there. I'm ripping it out in chunks. Last piece. All right, let's see if it picked up that texture. Okay, that looks pretty good. I won't know for sure how good it looks until I actually use the mold, but from what I can tell so far, I like it. I have orange gelatin from earlier, so I'm pouring that into the mold as full as I can get it. I didn't plan on making this peeled orange half, but I'm super excited about it. I hope it works. I think it would really complement my unpeeled orange half. We'll see if it looks good once it firms up. And now back to our unpeeled orange half. I'm placing the gelatin orange slice on top, and I'm really glad I made that flat chocolate disc because it's keeping the slice level, so it looks like a cut orange. You know how I said I just kind of wing it with my cakes? Well, I'm really winging it right now because in between the orange inside and the orange skin, there's a layer of white. So I have to find a way to build a white wall around this gelatin. So I'm gonna try rolling out a coil of white modeling chocolate and somehow wrap it around the gelatin. This is not ideal, but I can't think of any other way to do it. So I'm carefully trimming the modeling chocolate, about a half an inch thick, and now I'm wrapping it around the orange gelatin. Seems all right, but it feels really loose, like it might fall off at any moment. So I'm carefully blending the modeling chocolate in. Hopefully that secures it enough so it doesn't fall off, because I'm about to flip it over. At this point, I'm still pretty unsure what this orange is gonna look like. What is this orange half missing? It's orange. It's orange peel, that is. It's finally time to cover the cake in orange modeling chocolate. I just place a very thin layer over top and work it around the cake. A really fun and simple way to add orange texture to my cake orange is with an orange. I just press a real orange into the modeling chocolate and it picks up all that texture. Nice and easy. Probably the easiest thing about this cake. This one's definitely more difficult than my first try making a hyper-realistic orange cake. I mean, right now, I can't even see what the most important side of this cake looks like because it's face down on the table. Hopefully, when I flip this cake back over, the gelatin inside is intact, surrounded by a thick white layer and a thin orange layer. This is looking okay. I've definitely got some cleaning up to do. Gotta trim those edges. The cake is coming along, but I still have a lot to do to make it look hyper-realistic. To be honest, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna work on details and experiment until it starts to come together. This is my second time making an orange cake. It really needs to look more realistic than this. Okay, let's take a break from that half and see how the peeled orange half looks. Hey, it looks like the molding putty did pick up a lot of that texture. I especially like this part with the exposed juice vesicles. Now this half is kind of like the other half. It doesn't look realistic yet. I'm really gonna have to rely on my ability to paint this thing in a realistic way. I've never painted gelatin like this before, so I don't know how this is gonna go down. I didn't really think this one through because I came up with the idea halfway into the cake. I'm imagining that if I just build up thin layers of white, I can make some areas look shiny and juicy, and other areas look matte. This is really a test. This is testing me. I just gotta keep trying, gotta keep working on it. Eventually it'll come together. I've just gotta be patient. And back to the other orange half. I really gotta figure this out. The white center of the real orange almost looks powdery, like powdered sugar. I'm putting some chunky powdered sugar in there. It looks pretty close to the real thing. I like it. I'm feeling a little more confident now. I think I can pull this off. Now I just gotta keep going. I can't believe this is a cake remake because the first time I made an orange cake, I didn't have nearly as difficult a time as I'm having today. I mean, they're both orange cakes, but they're two completely different approaches to an orange. Today's cake is just harder, but you know me, I love a challenge. And there you have it, an orange cake. What do you guys think? Compared to my first try a year ago, do you think this one's more realistic? It definitely looks different than my first try. I'm really happy I pushed myself to make this cake. I can't wait to cut into that gelatin. Let's do it. Having a hard time cutting through that chocolate disc in there. I'm gonna cut it on the hard table instead of the squishy cake. I had so much fun making this cake. I learned a lot. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel. I post a brand new hyper-realistic cake every week. And I'll see you next week for another cake.